Hello, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen. If you are on Google Plus, the other category, today is your host with the at least Get That Carpenter, and today we have a commentary because I figured out the code for Black Ops Zombies to Black Ops 2 Zombies from Moon to TranZit to Die Rise to the next map, which I think I figured out what the next map is. So the first slide you were going to be seeing is going to be a slide of the Moon Easter egg, which, if you guys didn't know, it was the last downloadable content map on Black Ops 1 Zombies. Now, if you do the Easter egg, you send these rockets off to the moon, to Earth, to blow it up to try to keep Richtofen from controlling the zombies. Well, of course, you guys figured out it ultimately failed because there's still zombies on Earth. Well, there was element 115 on the moon. It was transferred then to the rocket, so when it went to the Earth, it just made a giant zombie apocalypse, spreading more terror onto the humans. So, basically, if you guys didn't know, this Moon actually takes place in the 1960s, towards the end of the 1960s. And the next slide you should be seeing is of Green Run or TranZit. Now, after a few minutes or a couple seconds, however, you see that first dot to the left, the first one that goes off on the Earth when you do the Easter egg. It's where TranZit is in the United States. Now, also, if you guys didn't know, TranZit takes place in 1969. This has been confirmed by Call of Duty Elite, one of the pictures on there. It takes place in 1969. Now, it does have some teleportation to do with it. Now, if you guys ever noticed, Notchster and Toten is also in TranZit. So that might have something to do with it, but ultimately we see the first rocket go off and hit the Earth. This lands directly where TranZit is in the United States at the same exact time point. And another cool fact is Misty. She's about 30 years old. Well, at the time the rocket went off, Tank Dempsey was 26 years old in about 1945, 40s-ish. Now, Tank Dempsey had a 5-year-old daughter that, if you guys do the math, the daughter ends up being about 30 in 1969. Now, if you also do that math right, that means that there is a very strong chance that Misty can be Dempsey's son, because they act the same, they mostly look the same, and let's be honest, they're both badasses. But that's a weird sort of thing, right? Well, all of the characters have a connection with the main characters. Like, Stu Linger has a connection with Richtofen. Marlton has a connection with Maxis, and he also has a connection, I'm gonna guess, with Nikolai, because Nikolai also has a kid at home that was also 5 years old, which is kind of interesting. And then Russman and Tokyo, what they have in common is they're just both outright minorities. But that was really interesting when I heard about that. Now, the second one that you see goes off lands somewhere in Asia. Die Rise takes place in China. And then the last one takes place towards about Canada-ish, maybe Alaska, maybe Russia. Now, most people are like, well, what does that have to do anything? Because there's only 3, and everybody knows that there's 4 DLCs, plus that extra first map, so there's going to be 5. Now, what I'm thinking is that the last one's going to be like a clash with both of the original characters and the new characters. And I think that Max is going to come back in a weird soul, and you actually have to stop Richtofen and take him back. And take over the zombies and hopefully end the zombie apocalypse. But we don't want that actually to happen, because then we won't have any extra game mode to play from the boring multiplayer and campaign. Now, this is just a theory, but what if this actually comes true? Because it makes perfect sense. Like, they both have kids, they both meet the timeline. Now, the only thing to me that might be a little weird is that Die Rise takes place notably in about 2025, and the guns and the equipment that take place in it reflect on it. Like, there's some signs from NGT Zombies that he found. This is since 1996, which when you have something that says 1996 on it, since it's not going to be, like you said, 1997, you're going to say that. It's going to be notably in the future. And also the guns, the PDW AN-94 and SVU, all of them look futuristic, and the building looks futuristic. Now, also, the one thing that I didn't understand, a lot of people didn't understand this on Die-Res, was the building is tipped over. Why would a building tipped over when nothing has been done to it? Well, obviously an object would have to hit it. Now that object would probably, most likely, be the rocket from Moon. Now, also, I think Ascension obviously has something to do with Moon, Ascension, and TranZit, and all the new map packs. They all have something in there that we really don't understand, and that could ultimately lead to a new storyline. Like, everything matches perfectly. It just perfectly. Now, I think that something is going to happen with Richtofen and Amaxis, where you actually do play as them in the last 2 maps, because some of the best maps they had were where you played as characters that had an involvement in the storyline. Like, they might not be directly in there, but they all have a part in there. And Richtofen obviously is going to control them, like you see in the opening cutscene of Die-Rise. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. If you think that this is a good theory, tell me so, and also leave a like if you did enjoy. Also, ratings always help me. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you can check out some of my other videos. There will be an annotation on the screen to my glitch that I found. Like, weird. Well, I didn't find it. And then in the upper right hand corner, there is a thing to my channel if you feel like subscribing and you want to see more content. I'm not pressuring you. But you guys have a nice day and hope you have enjoyed.